Today we're going to be talking about Google Workspace, also known as Google Suites. Google Workspace, or Google Suites, is the collection of apps that come with any Google email. They are free to use and they automatically come when you create a Google email address. Now, all these apps can be found under this little icon here. When you hover over it, it says Google Apps. So once you click on it, all of your apps that are provided by Google will show up here. What's nice about these is that they're free and they are also stored on the internet, so they do not take up any space or storage on your smart devices. So first, let's start with Google Docs. Google Documents is a good app to use to create any documents you might need. You can either start from a blank option, or they have all of these other pamphlets or resume or templates that you can choose from. Next is Google Sheets. Google Sheets is a lot like Microsoft Excel if you have used it. You can use it to create spreadsheets, to create to-do lists, or to budget your finances. Next is Google Slides. Google Slides can be used to create slideshows or presentations, much like the ones seen in our other videos on this YouTube page. Next, we have the Google News app. Now, the Google News app is really helpful. It'll show you your weather for whatever location you're in, and it'll show you all of the headlines that are most relevant to you at that time, but you can also look for news from around the world, your local news, and whatever is going on in any of these other categories as well. Google Maps is an app that's been around for a while now, but it's very helpful because you can put in both where you are and where you're going, and it'll map your route for you. It'll show you the best possible route to take, and you can also select your mode of transportation, which will then calculate the amount of time it'll take to get to your destination. Up next is Google Translate. Google Translate is really handy for if you see a language that you do not understand. You can copy and paste whatever it is you do not understand into this box here, and then it'll translate it into whatever language you have selected here. It's helpful. You can save common phrases that you might be learning, and you could also see what you've looked up in the past. Next is Google Hangouts. Google Hangouts, if you have anybody's email saved to your email address, or you can add contacts in here. You can start new text conversations, or you could even make phone calls and video calls from Google Hangouts. The Calendar app is also another app that is really helpful that is provided with Google. So you can add any upcoming appointments or interviews or events and post them in your calendar, and you will automatically get reminders to your email when that event or appointment is coming up. Google Play. Google Play is an app where you can either rent or buy movies and they will save to your profile. If you buy them, you can watch them whenever you want. If you rent them, it's a lot like renting a movie at a video store. You'll have it for 48 hours on your profile. You can also buy books or ebooks here, and it'll also post it. Next is Drive. So Google Drive, anything you create using the Google Docs, Google Sheets, or Google Slides app will all be shared here, so they're all in one space. You can, from here, you could save any files you have here with anybody else you have on your email list. Google Photos is a great place to upload any photos that might be taking up space on your smart device or on your computer. It won't take up any storage on your device to put them here, and they will never be lost as they will automatically be linked to your email address. They're easy to find and, as you can see, very organized. Lastly is Google Contacts. Google Contacts is like an online address book. Here you can create contacts and add all of their information. You could add their phone numbers, their email addresses, as well as their home addresses and any other important information you might need.